Hello, Brian the Fanboy here, and today I'm gonna review Batura Fiba J. Well, actually, it's written as Battle Fiba J, but I'm gonna say the way it's pronounced. Now, this is the first Super Sentai series, and it consists of 51 episodes, and it was also released in 1979, making it the final Super Sentai series of the 1970s. Now, before I go on with review, I will give a short history of how this series came to be. Now, like I said in my Spider-Man review, back in the 1970s, Marvel and Toei made a deal where they would use each other's characters in their own way. And well, Toei decided to use Spider-Man, and they made their own TV series based on him. And well, that show became so successful that Toei decided to make another series based on a Marvel character. And for this one, they chose Captain America. Of course, some changes had to be made for many reasons. For example, well, around the same time, there was a Captain America movie being made in America, a TV movie. And then, of course, it would be strange to have a hero with the name America being aimed at a Japanese audience. So many changes were made, and what was originally supposed to be an adaptation of Captain America became something entirely different. And now on with review. Well, the first episode starts when this woman with a red umbrella was constantly killing men, and how she does it is well, the umbrella has a spears on top. Now, once reports of a woman constantly killing these men thrown around, well, four men were called to investigate it, and well, their names were Den Masao, Shita Kyusuke, Shirashi Kensuku, and Akiko Noshiro. And they're part of a group called Badru Fiba. And then later, well, at this baseball field, they found uh, what they thought was a woman. Well, the woman with the red umbrella only turns out it wasn't the same one. And then she was taken to the headquarters known as the Padre Besa. And well, the man in charge, named General Kurama Tetsusan or Shogun Tetsusan, he came with this man named Bosnar, and they also came with the woman who was apprehended. And well, it was revealed that the woman is named Diane Martin, and she was also investigating, the random deaths, and she was trying to lure whoever was responsible out. And then, well, someone in the episode, well, Boston was around, and then he was killed by the real woman with the red umbrella. And when Diane found out about it, she was upset. And Tetsusan, well, he revealed that Bosner was Diane's father. And so she used, and now Diane wants revenge on the enemy. Oh, and the enemy, well, It's an evil organization known as Egos. Yes, and well, their leader is known as Southern Egos, and when his subjects talk to him, well, what they see is this statue behind a small crystal. And that's how they communicate with him. Now, Southern Egos has he was a general, and his name was Heda. And also, there are foot soldiers called Kato-men, who were these gray suits with a black slash and these gray and black masks. And they kind of look like the putties from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So, yeah. Anyway, back at, oh yes, and Egos has these also fighting jets as well. Anyway, back at Big Besa, yes, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention that in at the headquarters, yeah, Big Besa, there's also this robotic minor bird called Kyudaro. Yes. Anyway, now this was young called the five people, and well, he gave each of them a each of them suits and new code names. Then Masao then became Badru Japan, and his costume is white with red gloves, red boots, IJ and his belt buckle. Oh, and on his chest area, he has a red circle representing the red sun on the Japanese flag. And he has a helmet or mask where mostly red on the top, and at the front of the helmet mask is these two round black eyes and a triangular piece that has a mouth and nose carved in. Now, Shida Kyusuke, he became Badru France, and his costume is blue with blue no, it's white with blue gloves, blue boots, and F with his belt buckle, and the French flag on his chest area. And he is and his helmet or mask is mostly blue on top, has these black eyes, and also a silver triangular piece with a mouth and nose. Shirashi Ketsuku became Badru Kusak, and his costume is orange with orange gloves, orange boots, some kind of like an orange headdress on his. Oh yeah, before that, he has this on his chest. He has this the yellow sickle and hammer behind a red thing representing the Soviet Union. Since it was back in the 1970s and the Cold War was still going on, and his helmet is like a big headdress on top, and he's let's see. Oh yes, round red eyes and a silver triangular piece with a mouth and nose. Yeah. Then Akipono Shiro became Badru Kenya, and his costume is black with black gloves, oh no, green gloves and green boots, and has a K on his belt buckle. Oh, and I forgot to mention that Badru Kosa has a C on his belt buckle. And so Badru Kenya, he wears a black helmet and which has ears, red eyes, a silver piece that has a mountain nose, and he kind of looks like Black Panther. Also, this makes Pedro Kenya the first Black Ranger of the Super Sentai franchise, and Pedro Cossack the first Orange Ranger of the Super Sentai franchise. Now, for Diane Martin, she became Miss America, named after the Marvel character of the same name, but of course, I'm talking about the original Miss America from Marvel Comics, not the current one. And her costume is a pink leotard with a brown ties for her legs, and oh yeah, blue gloves, blue boots, a stars and stripes, around the upper part area, which supposed to represents the American flag, United States, and she has a mask that's kind of a pink on the top half, and has a silver and nose, a silver mouthpiece, a blue eyes, and also on her hover mask is a long blonde wig. I mean wig, and all five of them became Battle Fiba J, and then in the first battle, well, they introduce themselves, and when they're and also their fighting skills are based on dance moves, and well, for Battle Japan, his is a martial arts inspired dance move. Battle France is the flamingo. Battle Cossack, that famous Russian dance. I never better learn what it was called. Battle Kenya, African tribal dance, and Miss America, disco. This was the 1970s. And also the dancing part was, well, it was probably due to the popularity of Saturday Night Fever at the time. And they fought the first monster, or kaijin. That's what the monsters are called. Well, the full name of the kind of monsters they fight are called Ego's Kaijin, but I'm going to say Kaijin for short. The Yes, they fought the monsters in the cut. Oh yeah, in the Kato Man, and on the first battle. Oh, and about the Kaijin in the series. Well, yes, they most of them look like monsters, but some of the Kaijin also look human, and some of them were males or female, whether they look human or not. Now, from episodes two, 3, and 4, well, there's been some talk of Batura PB, a secret weapon being made by the Battle Fiba, and Egos trying to figure it out. But in the oh yes, by episode 5, we finally get what the secret weapon was, and well, yeah, it was a giant robot called Battle Fiba robot, and well, what happened was that well, Egos made their own giant robots, and they were supposed and referred to as the younger sibling of the main ro- of the main kaijins. And whenever the regular sized kaijus were destroyed, and how they were destroyed, well, oh, I forgot, yeah, Battle Fiba, they have, well, each one has these batons called, what they call pads. I think Battle Fiba pads, and each one, and they all connect each of them to make the Benda Fosu. And whenever they use to destroy a kaijin, sudden egos, those the robot version to avenge their older sibling. And then, well, The paddlefish they call on the well, first they call on the paddle shark, and then which comes out of the paddle face. Oh, and the face is underwater, and the paddle shark comes out of the water, and then it opens, and then the shark opens up and reveals the paddle fever robo, and lands and starts to fight the Eagles robo. And when they have like a so has a sword, but also uses these daggers, and the finisher with the daggers is known as the Growth Fiba, and throws it at the enemy robo and gets destroyed. Oh, and I forgot to mention for Eagles, well they use well Eagles uses this capsule to make a different kaijin in each episode, which makes them the first Super Sentai villain to use a device to make a monster. Kind of like how Fences uses a monster machine in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And Ego's having a machine to make a monster will not be the last. Oh no, I forgot to mention that Battle people also have two allies. One, he had it was women spies, and well, one her name is oh Awoba Midori, and the second one her name is the forgot her family name, but I know her individual name is Keiko, and Keiko has a younger brother named Masuro. Um, Eventually, the other many episodes, we oh yes, meet a new villainess, and her name is Sarome. And Sarome, she is a woman who works for the American branch of Egos, and she came to Japan to help Hera. And then and she would and when Hera was wounded in a battle, she will help him out, and both Hera and Sarome would work together as a way to do destroy Battle Fiba. You know, I think some episodes afterwards, well, we meet well, find out that Diane has a younger sister named Catherine, and she came all the way to Japan to visit her sister. And then by when the when the regular Kaijin was started to attack, and well, eventually when Diane was trying to protect her sister from the Kaijin, she herself got hurt, and then but eventually a battle hero came, and they helped. Yeah, they help her, and then oh yeah, in the same episode we meet another woman named Nakahara Maria, and well while Diane was hurt, well Diane told Maria to use her pad receiver, which was not only a communication device, but it's also it's where the paddle source is stored in, and they and Maria used that to become Miss America. And, yes, and he helped the other paddle Fiba to defeat the Kaijin and Ego's Robo. And Diane, she decided to leave the team and go back to America to be with her sister. And thus, Maria became Miss America for the rest of the series. And well, the real life reason for this is well was because the actress who played Diane in this series, she didn't speak good Japanese, and was probably becoming a trouble in during her time on the show. So they got a new actress where the fellow won't have anymore. Well, anyway, sometime later, well, we meet well, Batura Fiba. They were talking to a scientist, and one of the and he has an assistant named Makoto Jin, and then an Ekus guy he came and killed the scientist, but Makoto and the scientist's daughter managed to survive, although she was hurt and ended up at the hospital. And well, she blamed Kensuke for her father's death, even, even though he was not the one who killed him. And well, some of the episode, well, Kensuke wanted to make up for what happened to her father, for not being there to stop the enemy. Of course, he only forgot to bring his suit for in case of emergencies. And then Echoes came in, will end up killing Kensuke. And Jin, well, he arrived and after he saw what happened, he took the Father Kosa suit and then used it to avenge his friend. And eventually, he just defeated Kaijin and the Robo and the Agus Robo, and Jin became the new Padru Kozak. And well, in the episode after, well, it showed that he wasn't really a team player and he wanted to do things on his own. But eventually, he learned the value of teamwork and decided to be part of the team for the rest of the series. And then episodes after that, we we get to the well, getting close to the final battle. Oh, I forgot to talk about Tetsusan. Well, yes, well, he is the commander. He does help the team out in the field from time to time, but only if it's necessary. And one of his skills is like a traditional Japanese sword fighting, and he and then eventually in one of the last few episodes of the series, well, Heta was constantly killing multiple people because well he practices martial arts styles where the goal is things like do whatever it takes to win. In other words, for him, there's no honor. And then and he wanted to go against Tetsujan, and so Tetsujan agreed to the duel, and they fought, and then eventually Tetsujan killed Heda. And later, his body was lying at Ego's headquarters, and the but wouldn't be the last because in the next episode, Head Southern Egos used the capsule to turn the dead body of Heda into Heda Kaiji. And eventually, early in that episode, he fought for the Fiba and they defeated him. However, later it's revealed they were defeated because and now it was attached to Shiro's shoe, and then later at night he was had a revive, and it's been revealed that he can reassemble and attack the base. But eventually, outside the base in on the battlefield, they fought him again, and they destroyed the header problem this time, and then came the header robo. And Battlefield used uh, Battlefield robo to fight uh, the second enemy, and it was destroyed. And then Salome and the Catwoman were all mourning header, and then Thunder Eagle decided to have one last uh, tactic in order to defeat Battle Fiba and take over and attack Japan along with the rest of the world. And then, in the episode, a woman came to, well, I forgot which member it was, but said, no, I will defeat Egos, and well, they suspected it was Salome, and on the computer using photographs to her identity, and yet it was her. And then Salome, in her disguise, was attacked and sent to the hospital. And when they asked her why she was why she was betraying the Egos, and she said because she didn't want to die, and gave her something that will help them, which was conventions to Egos headquarters, and they went there in order to fight Egos, but turns out it was all a trap. And Sada Ego, even Salome was on as well. So, and Battle Fiba was put inside the capsule because Sudden Echo was trying to make a Battle Fiba Kaijin, and they used their bats, but didn't work. And then they used the weapons. But I forgot to mention, Battle Fiba, each member have their own individual weapons as well. For Battle Japan has a spear. Battle France has uh, a fencing sword. Battle Cossack has twin sides. Battle Kenya has a whip, and Mesoamerica has throwing knives. And they use it and destroy the capsule. And yes, and the ones who were destroyed, sudden egos, escaped the headquarters, revealing in things falling on Salome, and she probably died, but uh, it was never revealed. But I don't think she was on in any Super Sonic series afterwards. But anyway, started to fight Battle Fiba, and then became gigantic, and Battle Fiba used their giant robo to fight Southern Eagles, and they tried to cross FIFA, but it didn't work. But then used the sword that they have set them using a series as well, and then yeah, a sword like a deer or something, and they threw it at Silent Echoes, and he was destroyed. And that was the end of Battle of FIBA J, the series that is. So yes, there are a lot of things I mentioned, but it will make this video too long. But anyway, yes, then what I think of it, yeah, it was alright. Of course, there are two episodes I didn't manage to watch because somebody didn't do a good job with the subtitles there. But the ones otherwise, afterwards, it was fine. And whether as for whether well before that what I think of it, yeah, it was alright. And I could see why this series did well and helped lead to more Super Sentai series afterwards. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the giant robot thing, that was well, because of this is why we have the name Super Sentai, because before Jack and Courage were just Sentai, but it was better Fiba that was started the whole Super Sentai name. And well, for many years, any superhero team that Toei made, which has a giant robot, would be considered a Super Sentai. Another thing I forgot to mention that Midori, she was replaced by a woman named Tomoko. I forgot her family name, and Tomoko has a younger sister named Yuki. I forgot to mention that earlier, but yes, it was it was an alright show. And as for whether children should watch this or not, well, I will put it in up to the parents because So if you are a parent, then I suggest you watch the series yourself, and then you can decide whether to let your children watch it or not. It's up to you. So yes, I think that's all I can say about Pedro P by J in this video. And also, please subscribe to my channel because it will help me a lot. And also, please share this video on social media like Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. So that's it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.